Johnny Radio.
If you like pina coladas.
On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
The only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
Light me up, Gabe Kuhn. Trees don't light themselves. I'll tell you one thing, and I feel like I am on fire today. It is a Tuesday, believe it or not. It is a 48 hours, I guess, after the big game. Like, things have set in. We got Dylan Brooks talking smack. We got, like, in all honesty, what I'm trying to say is like, today is a Tuesday, and usually Tuesdays feel kind of almost timid days that are,
well, it's the problem because, like, Monday you're breaking into the week. Tuesday is that day where it's like there's no light.
Day.
But there's no light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, it's like, can I just get through this daggum day so I can at least get to hump day?
But we're making it today.
Today is dance day. We had, and not we, but our unbelievable station. Welcome into Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm so glad that you joined us. I am Johnny Radio, your sports mixologist, John Harden. My good friend that you hear right there is Gabe Kuhn. Follow him at G_Kuhn71. And make sure, listen to me, he always at G_Kuhn71. 71 is his number when he played for the University of Memphis because he is a Tiger. A Memphis Tiger, deadgummit. Not Missouri, not LSU. Memphis, baby. We're going to talk about Memphis, by the way. I think he's going to like that. But you follow him, by the way, Kuhn is Kuhn. So it's at G_Kuhn and his number 71. Now that you got all this stuff going down in the show, I got to remind you, I don't get to do my show without Chad Gatlin. Serious as a heart attack, MemphisFarmers.com. I am so serious when I say this. Auto, home, life, business, whatever kind of insurance you can think of, he has your back. And by the way, do y'all know what renter's insurance? A lot of young people who listen to me, I'm finding out, looking at the numbers. I have elderly people. I have middle-aged people. I have a lot of women, by the way. I love all you ladies out there. Mwah. I love you. And I have actually a very lot of young people, a lot more young people than most of our shows. So I was going to say to all the young folks out there, you don't know about rentals insurance. So if you and your buddy get a house together, okay, and his name's on the lease, he has insurance because he rented that joint. You don't get also renter's insurance, which is like $15 a month. If somebody breaks in and steals all your stuff, guess what? You're this bad word called SOL. I don't know what that means, but my kids say it's bad. Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever heard of it, Gabe?
SOL, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what that is.
So you know what that is?
Yeah.
It's definitely
Blank out of luck.
It's definitely not like LUV, right?
No.
Okay. So you need to go to Chad Gatlin, MemphisFarmers.com. Give him a call. You'll see Daniel Gatlin when you go. But remember, you call him where? 901-235-1176. Now it's time to rock and fire, and we are rocking and firing because John Luke is coming on, and we have so much to talk about with John Luke. I can't even believe this. Did you know that the second, and I think this is hilarious, but the second, we have now another mock draft, which is great because I always like Todd McShay's take. I get really excited about those. But we are going to talk about Dak Prescott. We're going to talk about top 5 quarterbacks. We're going to talk about how much money is Dak Prescott worth? would Tom Brady go win a Super Bowl in Dallas? Honestly, I'm just kind of curious. I want you to stop to yourself and think about it. With that offensive line, with Zeke Elliott running the ball, with Amari Cooper, with that defense, would Tom Brady win a Super Bowl there? Almost think hell to yeah, it's almost the perfect situation for him out of all the places in the entire world. Where's a better offensive line, a better running back, and a better defense for Tom Terrific? Do you remember that guy Gallup? How quick was he to get open?
Stud.
How quick was Amari Cooper to get open?
Look, you got to wonder, though, what Mike McCarthy is going to be there. What that coaching staff's going to look like. How they're
I think you're missing what I'm trying to say.
No, pieces.
I'm trying to say is Dak Prescott worth $150 million?
I think I've answered that several times. Absolutely not.
And that's what I'm trying to say is if Dak Prescott, and by the way, Stephen A. Smith, there's about 4 things I want to say to you. I cannot believe I'm so grateful for Twitter and Ja Morant and Dylan Brooks and Memphis fans and for the people who sent. By the way, Carolyn Hines, me and Gabe do love each other. Thank you for listening. We really do. But we've had so many people who have hit me up on the wonderful thing that is the Twitter and shown me all the takes on Dylan Brooks, all the takes on Iggy, all the takes on Ja Morant. And trust me, we are going to jump all up in that, are we not? But do you not see where some of this kind of applies, though? Or do you or do you not? Like what I mean by applying is when you look at football, or are you lost?
I'm lost. Okay. I can say that.
Okay. So Stephen A. comes out and says that basically Dylan Brooks, Ja Morant need to respect their damn elders. Okay? And I say he doesn't do it on the court. Iggy ain't playing. Why the heck should a franchise like Memphis just give in because they're Memphis? And by the way, what Dylan Brooks said about how he wants to beat him, that stuff is baller. Ja Morant liking it and retweeting it is showing he's a leader. So Stephen A., why don't you do me a favor? And why don't you? Oh, I wish I could. Oh, man, I would love to say what I want to say.
I think it's weird. Like, I understand.
Respect your elders.
I understand
Ja
where
Morant,
people try to
butt.
talk about respect, blah, blah, blah. But why are so many people so quick to hold Andre Iguodala's water? Like, why are they so quick to hold his water? He's making $17 million. The Grizzlies and him have agreed upon these terms. They're paying him. He's sitting at home. Nothing's going on. This is not anything. He's not put upon. Okay? He is making money while sitting at home. Whatever happens from here out, like, the Grizzlies are just trying to get a return. That's all they're trying to do. They're trying to do the smart thing. I don't think they need to be chastised for it.
And this is where I was going, where I think I lost you. So Stephen A. chastised Ja Morant, tells him to respect his elders, tells him to treat you better like literally like tells Ja Morant, Dylan Brooks, you better show some respect to Andre Iguodala. You better show some damn respect, Memphis. Well, you know what? You better come down here, Stephen A. Smith, and let me show you what Memphis is about, Mr. I'm so bad to the bone. Is Philadelphia, we don't play? Man, Memphis don't play, son. Come on down here. Please. It's
he is a Knicks fan, though.
Dude, he is also so he is so
fan.
BS. And I know he talks about the Knicks, but he also talks about just everybody else in the world and he talks about Memphis like they're a little child. They're not a child. The only time he ever even gave them respect is when they hired Jerry West. You know what I mean? And damn it, they made it to the Western Conference Finals. Did they get swept? Yes. But this is a team who's fighting against everything. They have gone through. They got a superstar in Ja Morant. Brandon Clark's playing out in his mind. Dylan Brooks is doing his thing. And Andre Iguodala is getting paid and sitting at home. So why the hell are you taking up for him? And why in the hell are you out there saying that the Grizzlies should give in and help out this team or that team? That's kind of unfair, by the way, in, the balance of power situation, by the way, Stephen A., if you had noticed. Oh, go help out the Lakers. Or go help out the Clippers. Or, dude, how about the Grizzlies do what they're supposed to do and make what the right decision is for their fans, which is Zach Kleiman talking with Taylor Jenkins, and they bring in their mind and Tayshaun Prince, and they get all these guys around, and they say, what's the best deadgum thing we can get for Iggy? Not, hey, you want to help make a champion? If you really believe that, you lost your damn mind. And the fact they pay you $10 million shows me that they wasted $10 million. Because you're about as dumb as a box of rocks. There's this old saying. Do you remember how I was telling you about that saying that I did not understand? About how if money can fix things? Like, I didn't understand that, and I'm being dead serious. But that old man also used to tell me this one thing. He used to tell me that he used to go to the bathroom and have number twos that had more talent than me. And you know what? I have to say, I think I know exactly what he means by that, too, after listening to Stephen A. Please. Don't have no talent, don't know nothing about football. You don't even know anything about basketball,
hey,
son.
should we play for the people Dylan Brooks' comments from last night?
Please, dude. And if these are offensive and childlike, please tell me why.
First time I seen him was on TV talking about us. But we don't, it doesn't even matter. Andre Iguodala is a great player. I feel like he's doing the right thing for, his career. But we don't really care.
It's certainly not a distraction.
No, it's not a distraction at all. I laugh at that type of stuff. A guy that's on our team doesn't want to be on our team. I can't wait till we find a way to trade him so we can play him. And I can just show him what really Memphis is about.
All right, time out. Andre Iguodala is a champion. Andre Iguodala is the greatest person in the world. He could have literally basically put his knee pads on right there at the beginning of the daggone thing and said, where's Iggy? Where's he at? Where's he at? But you know what? Then there was a secondary question. And it was a man question. And it was like, does it have anything to do? Does it affect you? Does it have anything to do with it in the locker room? And he laughed and he chuckled at that. You know what he said? And that's what you want as a fan, as a Memphis Grizzlies fan, as a Memphian, as anybody who has season tickets. If you go down there and watch them and root for them, what do you want Dylan Brooks to do? He did put on the knee pads. He did do everything he had to do to say, world champion, you're the greatest thing in the world, man. But you know what? He was asked a real question, and he gave a real damn answer. And he said, I can't wait for him to get traded. And you know what I loved most about it? He doesn't want to be part of Memphis. He doesn't want to be part of this organization. We'll show him what Memphis is about. How come everybody in this world can't stand up in this city and say, I am so with you, and then Ja Morant retweeting what he said and backing it up? That is leadership from a young kid, in my personal opinion. And I think it should be glorified. I think it should be loved. I think it should be basically, in all honesty, Iggy, Crowder playing, Jay doing his thing. What's up with you?
A lot of national, journalists.
Pundits are full of S.
And they keep talking about this disrespect. Why are the Grizzlies disrespecting this guy? What do you think Andre Iguodala is doing by not playing with these guys and showing them that he doesn't want to be part of their team, that he doesn't think they're worthy of his presence? That's disrespect too. And I think it's ridiculous that people keep feeding in and holding the water for Andre Iguodala. I understand his decision. Do what you got to do, buddy.
Do what you. And
no one has ever got.
Did you hear Iggy in the front? That's what I was going to say. Iggy said, "I respect. He's got to do what he's got to do."
Yeah, that's exactly what Dylan Brooks said.
And that's what I was saying by the knee pads. And I hope people, don't laugh just about what I said about he put on the knee pads before he was real. He did give all the respect to Andre Iguodala. He did also say he hopes and he said he understands this is his business decision. Go do your thing. The laughter came when somebody asked him a question. Is this affecting your locker room? Is this affecting you on court? Ha! Have you watched them play? Ja's a baller. Dylan's dropping. Trey J is making it rain, and Trey J is the real name for a guy that long who can shoot it from out there. Damn. Like, holy cow. We didn't even know, in all honesty, that Trey J was going to be so apropos. because the son, like the dude can stretch a court like nobody's business. Now, I'm going to say something I know somebody's going to get mad, especially a Celtics fan. He is not as young. I know he came from high school. Kevin Garnett's a machine. But what I'm saying is the lanky, long body, the long arm span, the ability to put the ball on the court and take 2 dribbles from almost half court and be able to dunk from the dead gum, free throw line gives him that athletic ability that I haven't seen since basically another big KG. And I mean, I have seen that ability, but I'm saying I haven't seen it mixed with the ability to step outside and shoot. KG was able to step out and shoot. That's what made him unguardable, because dadgummit, you get 20 feet from the basket, my man is a nightmare. You're 7 feet and your body and your coordination don't even work. You're like, uh-oh, hope I don't trip over my own 2 damn feet.
Jaren Jackson's like outside shooting.
It's
at that
sick.
height,
It's
and
unblockable.
but know what? You try to compare him to like Kevin Garnett, and it's like honestly, there's no real comparison
There's
for what
not
Jaren
really.
Jackson is doing.
You're right. There's not. But what I'm trying to say is I guess where I'm trying to compare is I haven't seen the fear in a lot of defender big guys' eyes since KG played, where they're like, "Oh my God, am I really going to have to go
I have
all
to
the way
step out
to
on
the
this guy."
3-point line for this guy?" And you can say in this pace and space basketball, what are you talking about, John? You've seen this before. This is pace and space. No, we have seen, yes, Kawhi. We have seen back in the day, Steph Curry. We have seen, Kevin Durant's a different animal. He is completely different from all people. I'm trying to use Jaren Jackson Jr. as a basketball player. Kevin Garnett is a Hall of Famer in all world. I don't know what he's going to be, Jaren Jackson Jr. I don't know what his game is going to be like. But when it comes to ferocity, he is definitely nothing like Kevin Garnett when it comes to that. But, as I say, I don't know if that's not there underneath the surface and just waiting to come out. I don't know if he doesn't need just a little bit of a push, and maybe Ja's that right guy. Maybe Dylan Brooks is coming along. Maybe as Brandon and him grow, as Giannis. I mean, by the way, people act like Valanciunas is an old man. He's 27 years old. Like, this is a young damn team, people. And they're playing way above their heads.
And they're holding on to Andre Iguodala to try to get more young pieces.
And they're trying to get
draft picks, whatever it may be.
And by the way, so here's the respect to the rest of the NBA and to the rest of the country. Memphis ain't going to do nothing for ULA. We ain't doing nothing for you, anybody. We're doing for us. And if you don't respect what we got going on down here, guess what? Grizzlies will see you on the court. We'll be right back, though. We switching up gears because we talking that thing called football. Ow! And football is fun. John Luke knows it as good as anybody, if not better. Coming back, talking Dak, talking Tom Brady, talking all kinds of NFL. All kinds of good stuff. So whatever you do, though, don't touch that dial. Sports 56, that's right on the AM, the original gangster. 87.7 FM. And then don't forget, 96.1 FM is oh so deadgum beautiful. Check me back with John Luke McCord.
Want to get your voice heard? Hit us up on the First Bank phone line or First Bank text line.
If you've always thought, hey, I'd look pretty good in Lexus, well, guess what? Lexus thinks so, too. Lexus is offering you the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Great offers on all 2020 models and special lease options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis, 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2020 flagship LS500. Hey, you look pretty good there. Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
I almost never go to Central Barbecue without running into somebody I know.
That could be because you only eat at Central Barbecue.
It's because Central Barbecue is where Memphians go to get barbecue and has consistently been voted the most popular barbecue restaurant among locals.
Actually, that's really saying something.
I know. Memphis is the nation's capital of barbecue. With all the choices, people who live here go to Central Barbecue.
They do get their share of tourists.
Sure, because Central Barbecue has been mentioned on TV and in tons of national publications. You know why?
Because of the great food?
Because those TV shows and magazines look for the place where the locals go, and that, my friend, is Central Barbecue.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today, 6482 Poplar Avenue just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You've heard of James Gaddis Jewelers, but have you heard what they've done lately? Everything, a tremendous selection of diamonds and jewels and gold and silver and more. Lots of watches, tons of custom-made jewelry, diamonds, fine gemstones, bracelets, necklaces, so many choices. Romantics will love the one-of-a-kind estate and vintage jewelry. James Gaddis has experts in wedding and engagement rings, plus 2 repair experts for fine watches and jewelry. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis, local and family-owned. Whatever your dream, make it come true at James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar.
Make your day smoking with the Big Green Egg. You can smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill, all with a lifetime warranty. Ceramic never rusts, and the easy, accurate temperature control gives you the greatest range of any grill. Make your next grill your last with the Big Green Egg. Available at these nearby locations: Hamilton Fireplace Shop, 4462 Summer Avenue; Germantown Hardware Company, 2083 South Germantown Road; Garden Spas and Pool, 9393 Poplar Avenue; and East Memphis Ace Hardware, 5143 Quince Road.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over him!
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Tony, you never dated my ma. Did not happen. I can promise you that. Been married to my father. I'm sorry, not my husband. That'd be freaky. My father forever. But anyway, I'm just joking around. I'm still joking because I'm excited because I think the NBA is just full of jokes. Joking about Ja Morant, joking about Dylan Brooks, joking about disrespecting a guy who's getting paid $17 million to sit at home. Please, Stephen A., NBA on ESPN, NBA on basically any TV. Do me a favor outside of Memphis people. Isaac, by the way, Simpson, he's been tearing it up. I love his coverage. You know he'll be on Thursday, but he's been dropping people, slapping people, telling everybody what's up with basketball and why Memphis should not give in, and they will not. I do not think so. But you know what time it is? Time to talk football. And who doesn't love football? I don't know, because everybody and their grandmother watched the big game. Literally. The only people that missed the game, I think, were like overseas or in a coma maybe, or like, because wasn't it like 100+ million people that watched that bad boy? Like everybody else had to either be like drunk and passed out in the corner, sick in a hospital. I can only think of a few reasons that you would have missed this, because this game had it all. The comeback from Patrick Mahomes. It had Jimmy, the porn star G, doing his thing, and everybody loved him through the first half. He's throwing the ball to Deebo Samuels, to Kirk Kittles. Oh, and people forget about the pass interference from Mr. Kittles, Mr. George. Hey, George.
Can I throw out a statistic real quick that really threw me off?
By the way, that George Kittle's push off, how bad did that hurt Jimmy G's reputation?
It would have been nice had he had that touchdown, because he was not.
Oh, it would have been huge.
But you want to hear a statistic about
I'm
the
ready
Super
to
Bowl
hear
that
it.
threw me off?
Tell me.
So 148.5 million Americans watched all or part of Super Bowl.
Of course.
Super Bowl 54.
Good
okay?
people. Good people. Good people.
Guess how many people voted in the last presidential election?
I know
10 million less, 138 million Americans voted in the last presidential election, yet 148 million.
Hold on. Tell me. You're serious as a heart attack, aren't you? More, like 10
million more people watched the Super Bowl than voted in the election.
10 million? That's 10 Memphises. Holy guacamole. By the way, I love me some good guac. I'm in the mood for some guac today. By the way, speaking of things I'm in the mood for, John Luke McCord to talk about quarterbacks, to talk about one specific one that went to Mississippi State especially. I want to know what he thinks about. Plus, we got, what's it? Not Mel Kiper, but his, protege. What do they call him?
Todd McShay?
Yeah, Todd McShay. McShay dropped his second mock draft again. Was pretty much the same. But I wanted to bring this up because I wanted to ask y'all a question before I bring on John Luke McCord, because I love John Luke, and I'm sorry he's going to punch me in the head. In fact, I'm going to bring him on now and say what's up to John first. Yo, John Luke, what's up, my brother?
Yeah, not much, man. You got me in the mood for guac after that comment.
I wanted to bring this up, though, because you're going to laugh at me. We are going to talk we talk college football all the time. I want to talk about your boy Dak Prescott, though, because you know Mississippi State. You know the state of Mississippi like the back of your hand. We're going to talk Ole Miss and Mississippi State, trust me. But I want you to look back at something. And I want you to look back at, do you remember 2015, Jameis Winston went number 1? Marcus Mariota went number 2. Dante Fowler went number 3. Amari Cooper went number 4, and the guy named Brandon Sheriff went number 5. And I'm going to tell you something. You're going to freak out when I say this. Amari Cooper is probably the most well-known who's been very good at his job, but he was drafted by the Raiders and plays with the Cowboys. The only person in the top 5, and that's Brandon Sheriff, who's going to end up probably re-signing with Washington, because Jameis Winston, I don't see him. Jameis, I turned the ball over 5 times a game. Winston, Marcus Mariota, I got beaten out by Ryan Tannehill. That just proves that Adam Gase is a coked-up coach, in my opinion. And Dante Fowler, worst defensive end I've ever seen since, Marcus Golston. And Amari Cooper, he's just, he's a good wide receiver, but, he's like Sammy Watkins. He was the 4th draft pick per Buffalo. He was great in the Super Bowl, but it's not like he's the best wide receiver on anybody's team ever. And yes, maybe he's the best wide receiver supposedly on Dallas, but Gallup would shine, it seemed like, more than Cooper. So basically what I'm saying is that 2015 draft was a big old, and I'm scared to ask you what you think about this year's draft, because I actually compare this year's draft with an injured Tua Tagovailoa, who everybody says going is number 5, to, of course, Miami Dolphins. Well, I mean, his hip is destroyed. Bo Jackson wasn't very good after his hip was destroyed. I know they played different positions, but hey, it's kind of important. His like the number one quarterback in Joe Burrow, got beat out by the Redskins quarterback who was taken 15th. And you're going to say, John, you can't hold that against him. Well, Joe Brady ain't going to coach him in Cincinnati. In Cincinnati, I'm going to tell you, know what? No matter what, you could have dropped Joe Montana. You could have dropped Tom Brady. You could drop anybody in Cincinnati, and they going to suck. Because guess what? Cincinnati sucks. The only thing that was ever good about Cincinnati was the Icky Shuffle, and occasionally Boomer Esiason. But, like, let's be real. Oh, and they have a, quote, Chris Collinsworth. Not as good as a wide receiver as he is a, quote, announcer. But get him out of here. Thank you. So, basically, I guess what I'm trying to say is, and what I'm trying to ask you is, and by the way, just so you know, to look in that draft, I don't know if you know this, do you know that the only person that actually signed in that draft to a long-term deal is Todd Gurley? And people are questioning that right now, whether that was a really, really good job of signing him to a long deal. So what I'm trying to say is, as much as we get excited about drafts and changing the projection of football team, is some years they literally can't. Like some years you go out there and they pull out drafts that are out of control, amazing. But then you have what we had in 2015, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Dante Fowler, Amari Cooper, and Brandon Sheriff. Are you bleeping kidding me? And I'm wondering, because I keep looking at this 2020 draft, and I keep saying to myself, I like Joe Burrow. I love Joe Burrow. But you know what? Carolina Panthers want to get up there to get him, but I don't know if they're willing to give away enough. And I think he would be good with Joe Brady and Christian McCaffrey and that style of team. And I think, and I've said this 1,000 times, Joe Montana wouldn't be Joe Montana if he didn't go play in San Francisco. Tom Brady, y'all call this guy the GOAT. He might be literally Jimmy G, a poor level. He's the greatest game manager ever in the history of sports. That was Bill Belichick's quarterback for 2 decades. I mean, realistically, he was taken 199th for a reason. It's not because everybody was wild about him. And by the way, if he didn't have a top 5 offensive line every single year that they made the playoffs, did you know that every year that they made the playoffs, that they were ranked 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th with their offensive line? So hold on, and by the way, he also took a huge discount. So if Patrick Mahomes takes a big old $40 million a year, I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. But what I'm trying to say is, I look at all this stuff and I want to ask you this question. We look at all these draft picks. We look at all this stuff, and I'm looking at one team in particular. It's the Dallas Cowboys. Do you pay Dak Prescott the absolute boatload, or do you free agent tag? Give him a free agent, like go ahead and even a free
franchising.
Do you franchise? If you drop a franchise tag on him, it's going to be a lot of money, but it's for one deadgum year, and you have a lot of money you can actually spend. You've already spent the money on the running back. You've got the offensive line. You've got, the defense. You can go out there and get you one more wide receiver. You got a good young tight end who's coming up. But do you believe in Dak Prescott as the future, or do you believe the fact that Dak Prescott's success is because he's had one of the best offensive lines, and he's had one of the best defenses, and he's had one of these? Because I'm wondering, if you dropped in a bump, I can't believe I'm saying a bump, not a bum, but if you dropped in a Ryan Tannehill, or he's not a bum, but you saw how good he was with Tennessee because he had a good offensive line and a damn good running back in Derrick Henry and a good defense. Ryan Tannehill, people made fun of him in Miami. They dropped him into Tennessee, and the dude was an all-world quarterback. So explain to me, what do you do about Dak in Dallas?
And I'll say this. Do I have any indication of what they're going to do? I really don't. I would franchise them and live to draft again. I mean, you certainly don't want to get out into this free agent quarterback market, I don't think, because what are you going to do there? You're going to get into overpaying a guy who's probably not worth that valuation, especially if you're one of the first teams, or frankly, if you're late to the game on signing one of these quarterbacks, the market's already been set too. And outside of Joe Burrow in this draft, I'm not a big fan. I mean,
so are you a fan of Joe? Wait. So you are a fan of Joe Burrow?
I'm a fan of Joe Burrow. I'm not a fan of the 5 other quarterbacks besides him.
Me neither. Are you a fan of Joe Burrow in Cincinnati?
No, and we've had a version of this conversation. I'm with you. I'm not a fan of much any quarterback in the league right now, other than maybe, and I'm not saying he's the best young quarterback, but maybe Lamar Jackson goes in there and helps change some things, helps make that dynamic a little bit easier offensively. But no, any quarterback that's standing in the pocket and trying to hit receivers who can get yards after the catch, I'm not a fan of in Cincinnati right now. But I am a fan of Joe Burrow long term. And especially you mentioned it, Carolina's trying to make a move and get up there. It's obviously going to cost them a lot. But, I mean, if you're Cincinnati, I mean, when you're talking about potentially bringing in Joe Burrow, the best quarterback in this class, and it's still not going to change you in 1 year, one off season, I think you got to look around and say, hey, we could pile some assets here.
That's what I want to know. Why don't you pile a ton of assets in this one? And they likely will. They have you really
the
think
leverage
so?
of that top
Because
pick.
I mean, not to say this, I don't think
really think
Dalton is a stud by any means. I promise you, I don't believe that. I don't believe that in any way.
They've got a young offensive-minded coach, a coach that's waiting on a quarterback to have that sort of 1-2 punch relationship with, and that's how they feel from a head coaching standpoint, and I think even further up in management, they feel like they're going to rebuild this thing quarterback first. So they want to figure out who their quarterback is first. That's just where the moves that Cincinnati has made in leadership, to me, seems to be that, hey, we've got a chance to take our guy here, quarterback, and we're going to do that. But no, if it's me running that show, I mean, I obviously think you have to pile assets. And frankly, I'd love to pile some assets and see if I couldn't wind up with Chase Young at number 2. That might be a tricky thing to pull off. But
Chase Young is going
he's
to
no
be
Dante Fowler Jr.
He is not Don. This dude, he might be better than we watched Nick Bosa and his brother do what they've done at Ohio State. And then we watch what they've done, like they've done in the NFL. And then what did you watch on Sunday? Did you not see a Bosa absolutely going down there, dominating the world? So the Bosas are ballers, but they say this Chase Young man was better than the Bosas. So that is something that really, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm telling you right now, 16.5 sacks in 2019 in just 12 games, and they're saying to me that he's a better overall athlete with the same, like they say he's got the same hand speed, the same leverage as the Bosas. I don't care. I want this guy on my team because we saw what you get somebody like a Buckner and a D Ford, and you get Bosa on the other side, and you get, all them doing some damage. They can even mess up the greatest in Patrick Mahomes.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's what I mean. A quarterback can certainly be a building block of a championship team, but I think a building block of a really good roster is starting on that defensive line or starting at corner. Frankly, look, if you're not able to get
or
back
left
up in
tackle
your position to get Chase Young, you get Jeff Okudah here, or you get one of these offensive linemen.
Jeff's a good cornerback. And by the way, Ohio State, how the heck, we're talking about Chase Young and Jeff Okudah. Both of them played at Ohio State. I didn't even think about that until you just mentioned it. And then you got Derek Willis, who's an offensive tackle, Tua Tagovailoa. Both of these guys are talked about being taken in the top 5. Neither one of these teams played, in the championship game. But again, I wanted to also say, though, we look at Jameis Winston. We look at Marcus Mariota. Patrick Mahomes wasn't the first pick. It was his boy Mitch Trubisky. We look at quarterbacks taken. We looked at last year, Jared Goff, number 1 draft pick, took him to the Super Bowl. And took him to the big game. It was awful. So what I'm trying to say is, though, I'm kind of wondering.
You got to get value at quarterback.
Exactly. And you got to get them also. You got to get the quarterback that fits your team. And this is where I'm going to ask you this question. Does Joe Burrow not need the right system to be successful at the next level?
I mean, certainly doesn't need to be doing what they're doing in Baltimore, but I think Joe Burrow's skill set and just all around the player that he is, I think that's the kind of quarterback that a lot of NFL teams are catered to be, made to be catered around. And so, look, you're not going to have to change your NFL system a whole lot to bring him in, and you're not going to have to teach him, the whole book, so to speak. And so, no, I think, look, he's a very workable guy for most NFL teams in the systems they run. I think even if you look at Baltimore today, if Lamar Jackson has an injury, they could seamlessly go back back to an offense that, say, runs a Joe Burrow, runs a Joe Flacco, a quarterback. And so that's what all the NFL teams want to do. And so, no, I don't think it's going to be a big adjustment anywhere Joe Burrow goes.
This is where I'm going to tell you something. You're going to laugh at me, and please don't laugh when I say this. I think Joe Burrow, who completed 76% of his passes, who threw 60 touchdowns to only 6 interceptions, is a hell of a quarterback. But I also remember him at Ohio State. I also remember in his first year at LSU, and I remember what Mr. Brady did with him. Mr. Brady is in Carolina. I really do believe, just as George Seifert, just as Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, Joe Montana and George Seifert and Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, just as these guys I feel like need that certain match, I don't look at anybody in Cincinnati that I have respect for to help Joe Burrow progress to the next level. So I feel like if he goes to Cincinnati, we will never see Joe reach his potential, and that is, I think, something that could be that's very depressing as a football fan.
Yeah, but here's what
it's like Matt Stafford. In all honesty, dude, Matt Stafford. Georgia. If Matt Stafford went anywhere than Georgia,
I agree with that.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford at Detroit, he made a hell of a lot of money, but he didn't win jack. But this guy can throw the ball from any angle. He could have been a Patrick Mahomes if he hooked up with an Andy Reid or a Bill Belichick. In all honesty, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but if it came down to it, the reason Matt Stafford was the number 1 overall pick and Tom Brady was 199 was because Matt Stafford was one hell of a lot better prospect, and he can throw the ball a damn country mile from every angle. Now, was he the kind of person that Tom Brady was and the consummate winner in the professional? No. Did he play for the same type of organization? No. And that's what I'm trying to say is, Matt Stafford is the exact person that I could see Joe Burrow being if he goes to Cincinnati.
But I'm not ready to write Joe Burrow's career off. Look, you're right. If Joe Burrow does end up in Cincinnati,
the minute Matt Stafford went to the Lions, people were trying to convince me that he was going to change that organization. And I said, if Barry Sanders couldn't change the Lions, nobody on earth can change the Lions.
Yeah, but I'm not ready to go ahead and give that evaluation of Joe Burrow's whole career just because Cincinnati's at the top of the board right now. I totally get the point you're making, and I totally agree that that's what he could wind up. But I'm not ready to say that's what happens to Joe Burrow here just because Cincinnati's at the top of the board right now. Things could flip in an instant, and he could be going to Carolina. Frankly, is Carolina the destination you want to play your whole career?
If he goes there with Christian McCaffrey and Joe Brady and what they're willing to do, and, I know they're going to miss Luke Kuechly from
Joe Brady
retiring.
There forever,
No, but you know what?
I don't think Joe Brady's
it's comfort.
Yeah. No, I agree, and it certainly helps give you a nice start. That's why I'm saying I'm not ready to say Joe Burrow is going to be a Hall of Famer, because Joe Brady, if that is the key to his potential, is not going to be his play caller forever. I don't think a lot of what happened with Joe Burrow last year was all about play calling, was all about what Joe Brady did.
He's a special guy.
Now you tell me what Joe Brady
76%. You don't
mechanics-wise.
That's what I was getting ready
to
say. No, the kid can make every throw. He reads. He's got good wheels. He's got a great mind, and the way he processes information and gets rid of the ball in an average of 2.6 to 2.9 seconds. That is not Joe Brady. That is special talent from Joe Burrow. Okay, so I am definitely not saying that. But what I am saying is Akili Smith, no matter who you take to Cincinnati, Carson bleeping Palmer was a Carson Palmer, in all honesty, coming out of college, I know Joe Brady went 60 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, but he wasn't I wouldn't say Joe Burrow is just head and shoulders better than Carson Palmer. And that's why I feel like if Carson Palmer couldn't do it there, that's why I struggle with the fact that I worry about Joe Burrow. But before I get you off, because I don't want to talk about this the whole time, I do want to talk about one question because my producers are going bananas, and this is the most important one. I want to know honestly, if you are right now the Cowboys, would you basically almost let Dak Prescott go and even maybe, or would you franchise tag him? Are you giving him $150 million a year? I'm just saying, look at Carson Wentz's salary. His contract, it looks like S right now. Look at Jared Goff. It doesn't look so good right now. Go ahead.
Exactly, and you're going to get into that situation. Look, and you're going to have to pay him. If you pay Dak enough to make him happy, you're going to have to get him into that 32, 33, whatever it is, $1 million per year range, like as Carson Palmer. I mean, I think that's why Dak Prescott throws out the $40 million.
Is Dak Prescott right now better than Ryan Tannehill?
Yes, I think he's better than Ryan Tannehill. But I do not necessarily know that he's better than Carson Wentz. I do feel like he's better than Jared Goff. Look, you can get into all of this. My deal is, you asked me earlier, is he a top 10 quarterback? He's not. And so I know the market is shifting, but do you really want to get him into that low to mid $30 million per year range? I don't think so. I don't really want to draft a quarterback in this class either.
I don't either.
Because it gets real scary. It gets real scary when you start talking Tua, Herbert,
he's injured.
Jordan Love from Utah State. I mean, things get really
By the way, I
sketchy
think it's so
after
funny
Joe
when people
Burrow.
act like they've never heard of Jordan Love. I can't stop laughing at these idiots. And
No,
they're
you talk about
supposedly-
arm strength. I mean, that cat.
No,
can
he's
swing.
got a.
But
Anyway, hey, I'm late for a break. Listen, John Luke, everybody needs to follow you, by the way, at JL Grindin. The dude is the best. I talk to him every Tuesday. I need to talk to you and just do a whole dadgum couple segments. We need to worry about taking a break because I could always talk to you. I do want to say goodbye to you, but I do want to remind people 2015, 1, Jameis Winston, 2, Marcus Mariota, 3, Dante Fowler, 4, Amari Cooper, 5, Brandon the Sheriff. So what I'm trying to say is, as all these people talk about Joe Burrow going to fix Cincinnati, or Chase Young being the difference maker in Washington, or Jeff in Detroit, I want to remind you, we're talking about Detroit, Washington, and the Bengals. If they aren't in the top 3 next year, I'll be damn shocked, is what I'm trying to get at. John Luke, be good.
See you guys.
Peace. That's my boy John Luke. Late for a break. Don't touch that dial. Always remember, MemphisFarmers.com. Chad Gatlin on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurts. Weekdays from 7 to 10. Only on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Hi, it's Flo. And you know what word I don't get? Shampoo. The first half of the word is sham, and the second part you definitely don't want to see in the shower. That's why I made up a neat word, Flotection. The feeling of security you get when your new house is protected by home insurance through me and Progressive. I mean, seriously, shampoo? What part of that makes you want to rub it all over your hair?
Save an average of 17% on car insurance when you bundle home and auto through Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
At Aaron's, we believe in the magic of wintertime warmth. That magic that comes from good people out there, always helping others, working hard, and providing for those they love, no matter what. So why are there so many stores unwilling to work with some good people? Just because your credit isn't the best doesn't mean your TV or refrigerator can't be. That's why at Aaron's, we work with you. So you can get flexible lease-to-own plans that fit your budget. Because good people always deserve better. Aaron's. Easy, beautiful, affordable.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Limb Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC accredited facility and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Limb Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselimbembrace.com.
Dedicated our life to yours. Wolf Chase Limb and Brace.
Make your day smoking with the Big Green Egg. You can smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill, all with a lifetime warranty. Ceramic never rusts, and the easy, accurate temperature control gives you the greatest range of any grill. Make your next grill your last with the Big Green Egg. Available at these nearby locations: Hamilton Fireplace Shop, 4462 Summer Avenue; Germantown Hardware Company, 2083 South Germantown Road; Garden Spas and Pool, 9393 Poplar Avenue; and East Memphis Ace Hardware, 5143 Quince Road.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why.
Sing it, Jim! By the way, I gotta say, what is it about 27? And I bet my little man over here doesn't even know about 27. Do you know how many legends passed at 27 years old? Like, do you, Jalen? Go ahead and say yes or no, just because I want to hear if you can speak.
No, I don't.
Ha ha ha! I love these young folks. Do you know
he can speak?
He can't speak. By the way, y'all know who? Like, you know who Janis Joplin is, right?
You're asking him or me?
I'm asking like both of y'all. Y'all do know Janis. I know you do, right?
I know Janis. Yeah.
Okay, Jalen, just say yes or no to me.
Honestly, no.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. You know Jimi Hendrix, right?
Yes.
You know Jim Morrison, right? Kurt Cobain, these guys. It's all right. Don't worry about it. But anyway, they are forever 27. They were music legends who passed when they were 27 years old. And there are a bunch of guys that I play and a bunch of people that I actually dig. But anyway, that is something that you will actually learn sometimes when you listen to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Now, I talk a lot of baseball, which most people don't talk baseball around here. Nobody talks hockey. Nope, it doesn't happen. But I will say I do bet on hockey, and that's probably I do better on hockey than I do anything else. But I got a friend named Memphis James who knows more about hockey than I've. He has forgotten more hockey information than I will ever know. So I bring on Memphis James. Memphis, what's up, my man?
Well, I've been hunting you down for a couple of weeks, and you blew it again.
I know I always do that. I'm the captain of that.
Not hockey.
Oh, dead gummit, it's NASCAR.
Man, I would ask you what you've been smoking, but it's probably illegal. Man.
Memphis James, please, can you just forgive me on that one? Because actually...
Yeah, you got a lot more coming before that, dog. You know,
I knew it was NASCAR.
You're on my doo-doo list.
But I know you were on because I am an idiot, and I don't know why I thought somebody was going to figure skate around here and try to slap a puck, but people are going to drive really fast, and you know it's happening this weekend.
Oh, yeah, we got the Bud Shootout Saturday.
Dude, I love the Bud Shootout.
Football's over. Here comes NASCAR.
Wait a second. Hold on. It's called the Bud Shootout?
Well, now, politically correct, it's called the Bush Clash.
The Bush
Clash?
Clash?
It was the Bud.
That sounds dirtier than the Bud Shootout. The Bush Clash?
30 years.
Like
75 laps this Saturday at Daytona. All of last year's winners and pole sitters, 75 laps for $1 million.
Whoa. So somebody in 75 laps, which is very fast in the world of a NASCAR, is going to win it. But can I ask you something? And don't get mad at me.
Less than 2 hours.
Less than 2 hours. So this is going to be fast, and they're going to win. But you did say...
But they're required to pit twice.
But hold on.
So the pit crews can get involved. Because NASCAR is not just the driver.
Well, I know that,
owner,
but hold on. This is what I wanted to ask you. It's all about everybody, but you mentioned something that I did not realize. You said that all of the top drivers will be there and all the top pole setters will be there. So my question is J-Lo
last year and last year's winners?
Is J-Lo not going to be in the first car? Because what she did at the Super Bowl on that pole freaked me out. That would be what I would call the pole setter.
Not wearing what she was wearing.
Yeah.
Come on, girl.
Hey,
Get
Memphis
in the car,
James.
But you're going to have to put something on.
Memphis James, $1 million, 75 laps happening
75
at
laps,
Daytona.
$1 million.
Dude, it's going to be awesome.
It's a 9-point race leading up to a week from next Sunday, the Daytona 500.
Dude, that's
the
all.
biggest
That's
race in the world. $3 million to the winner.
Dig that. Hey,
Oh,
MJ.
man, the only good thing about the end of football.
That's the only good thing
It's
about it.
NASCAR, baby.
Hey, be
And-
good out there,
and-
MJ. I got to take a break. I love you, brother. You are my friend. You are always going to be close to me. But I got to tell something to Memphis that's going to freak him out. And I'm all with MJ. I do think J-Lo set the pole this year, though. No offense. If somebody does a better job this Saturday setting the pole at this NASCAR event, then I'm going to flip out.
I'll be thoroughly impressed.
I will be thoroughly impressed. I thought back in the day Demi Moore did a great job, and I thought that my girl from 90210, she was the nerd, and then she was so great in Showgirls. But
you watch 90210?
No, it's not 90210. I'm sorry. It was called Saved by the Bell. It was Saved by the Bell. And I don't know why I said 90210. I think I saw something like they were supposed to do a remake or something. I don't know. But it was in my head, just like I had NHL messed up with NASCAR. But Memphis James knows that this weekend they got the big stuff going down in the sport of NASCAR. But here's where I'm going to freak out Memphis James. Memphis James is talking about the greatest thing about the end of football is what? NASCAR. But can I ask you something? Did Memphis James forget? Do you know what happens this weekend? XFL. XFL. Did people forget? Did I just remind you on a Tuesday that the XFL is starting this weekend? Do you know that's 4 days to kick off, people? How do I know all this stuff about sports? Oh, that's right, because I do it for a living. But anyway, I got to go take a break. I love dancing with you. But Memphis James, I want to remind you, the NFL is over, but football for the XFL is 4 days from beginning. Good luck in Daytona. Win that $1 million. And MJ, thank you for everything you do, and everybody out there. Reach me at 901-360-8255. But whatever you do, don't touch that dial. MemphisFarmers.com. Chad Gatlin, Sports 56, 96.1 and 8.
Tiger Hoops fans have something extra to look forward to this coming March. Not only is it tournament time, but it's the opening of the Tiger Hoops exhibit at the Pink Palace Museum.
After Finch's two-pointer, Ronnie Robinson sank the shot that once again brought the two teams into a tie.
Come to the Pink Palace Museum this March and experience 100-plus years of Tiger men's and women's basketball, from their beginnings as the West Tennessee State Normal School to the present.
The Tigers are very much alive.
Don't miss the Tiger Hoops exhibit at the Pink Palace Museum, opening March 7th.
Upgrade your commute at Acura of Memphis. Seize the thrill and test drive one of our award-winning models, each packed with cutting-edge technology, luxurious amenities, and a driving experience that's sure to awaken your inner self. Driving shouldn't be a chore, it should be an adventure. Advance your drive today, shop our aggressive lease and finance options now, luxury is waiting at Acura of Memphis, or shop online 24/7, visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
This Valentine's Day, show her just how much you love her. Say it with Central Barbecue. Say it with ribs.
What are you doing?
I was thinking we could play on their heartstrings.
Say it with ribs?
Yeah, I think Central Barbecue should do like Valentine's stuff. You know, like Be Mine brisket or Cuddle Me coleslaw.
Did you just get these off of Candy Hearts?
Where I get my inspiration is not important.
Why not just do your job and tell people to go to Central Barbecue?
That's what I'm doing, you know, just with a romantic twist.
No twisting! Just sell Central Barbecue.
Hug me jalapeno nachos, kiss me kielbasa.
Just stop. Just tell them to go to Central Barbecue.
You have no soul.
Hey, fellas, Valentine's Day is creeping up on you. It's February the 14th. Have you even thought about what you want to get for your lady so she'll know how special she is? I'm Bill Russell, owner of Russell Brothers Jewelers, and this is going to be my 51st Valentine's Day, helping Memphis guys say I love you to their girls. At Russell Brothers Jewelers, the possibilities are endless. Rings or earrings, pendants or bracelets, we can help you find just the right piece, a piece that will make her eyes sparkle, will make her heart beat faster, and beautiful jewelry will always last a lot longer than flowers or candy. Gold or silver, diamonds or other exquisite jewels, let us show you how our quality and beauty, our value and service combine to make your Valentine's shopping an enjoyable experience. How do you keep your Valentine happy? It's so easy. With a piece of magnificent jewelry from Russell Brothers Fine Jewelers, 4646 Poplar at Perkins.
Play here.
Pass to Tyree, pulls for a three. Good! What a bucket! A three in transition. Dunked by Buffin. Oh my goodness! Yes! Schuler fires a three. Good! DeMarte Schuler with a dagger.
Catch the action all season long on your exclusive home for the Rebels.
Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
The Vergas family, legendary Memphis restaurateur, starting with Mr. Charlie and continuing today with his grandchildren.
Brett, it just dawned on me the other day that while Memphis is celebrating its bicentennial, the Rendezvous has been here well over one-third of Memphis's existence. But we're not a place to rest on our laurels or reputation. We're always trying to add new things to make our customers' experience more enjoyable. Friday lunches have always been special because we give away our red beans and rice. But we are now adding a sausage sandwich.
John, we first got a taste of it at the golf tournament.
It's the same sausage we serve on our cheese and sausage plate, but it will be served lengthwise on the bun with beans and slaw on the side. We've also partnered with a company called Devillet out of Dyersburg to introduce a new sweet glazed mustard with Rendezvous seasoning in it. It will really go great with a sandwich. I still recommend adding slaw. As I've mentioned before, my grandfather had a hot dog stand on Beale Street in 1916, and that's the same slaw he used. So here we are now 103 years later, and we've come full circle using his slaw on our hot dogs. Hope to see you this Friday at the Rendezvous.
In the alley in downtown Memphis.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now...
Now, a man that eats meat so rare, he only eats unicorns. Johnny Harden.
Welcome into Sports 56 Happy Hour with your friend Johnny Radio, and I really mean that when I say I'm your friend, and I really mean when I say this. I love being your sports mixologist, John Harden. I love hanging out with Gabe Kuhn all afternoon. G_Kuhn71, that's Kuhn on Twitter. I love what I get to do because I talk about sports. I talk to the people of this wonderful city. I talk to so-called superstars and heroes, and then I actually talk to real heroes. And I don't know. And then sometimes I feel like I make a difference. Sometimes I don't. But I'll tell you one thing. Every day that I come to work, I love it. And I hope that you find that in your life. But I do want to say, I think, and the reason I say that, I think for the first time in a long time, and this is going to be a shot at Marc Gasol, and it's not going to surprise people that have been a fan of my show for a long time. It's not going to be a shot at Lionel Hollins. It's not going to be a shot at Mike Conley. It's not going to be a shot at the Grizzlies organization. It's going to be a simple shot at one person who went last year and when he was fifth fiddle, won a championship in Toronto. But when he was king, he was the most chapped, keistered individual I'd ever seen in my life. I didn't like going into the locker room. He annoyed me to such a degree. Peter Edmiston, he has a different feeling. He likes Mark. Everybody, different strokes for different folks. I never did. David Cobb will tell you, never was a fan. Not at his game, but at his personality, because I always thought a leader should have a damn smile on their face. A leader should support the people around them. A leader should stand up for their teammates, not throw them under the bus. And a leader should not get his coaches constantly damn fired. So that's why I always had a problem. And nobody in the media wanted to say it other than me, to be honest with you. I was the only one who had that feeling. I quit going into the locker room because I could not stand it. And y'all just wanted to put a pedestal. Oh, he went to school here. Remember when he couldn't even run down the court? Dude, he did a lot for himself. He's got a championship ring. I'm happy for that. But do you know that he didn't create a culture in that locker room where people, when they came to work, they were excited? Did you hear how I started this segment? I love coming and talking to Gabe. I like talking with Jalen. When I was at Memphis, I loved my students. I tried to make their day better. And what I'm trying to say is, as talented as Marc Gasol was, and as unbelievable as a story as he is, and what he meant to this city, and I'll never be able to take anything away. I'm not trying to. What I am saying, though, is the difference from the Grizzlies, and it's not about the grit and grind era or Tony Allen or Zebo or any of that. It's about these kids like coming to work. And you know what? They come to work. Dillon Brooks comes to work. Ja Morant, when Dillon Brooks says something, supports his teammate. Trey J likes to come to work. When you talk to these players, they love Taylor Jenkins. Nobody could even tell you who Taylor Jenkins was before the season started. But you know what? They got 25 wins and 25 losses, and they're 500. And I guarantee you right now, not even me, and you know especially not you, or anybody else other than maybe the guys in that locker room, believe there was any way in all get out that they could be 500 right now. They got 25 wins. 25 wins. And by the way, Stephen A. Smith, for you telling Ja Morant to respect his elders, I didn't hear you saying that to Andre Iguodala. I didn't hear you saying that, to Giannis Antetokounmpo. I didn't hear you saying it to the Greek Freak. I didn't hear you saying it back in the day when Kobe Bryant was doing his thing. I only hear you picking on Memphis. What's your problem with Memphis, Holmes? Telling you, man, Ja Morant is a leader. Dillon Brooks is going out there and showing people. And Taylor Jenkins, people actually know who his name is now. And guess what? When you go in that locker room, there is not a chapped, keistered old man with iced down knees making everybody feel uncomfortable because he can't even put a daggum towel on himself. I'm just saying, there is a different energy. And you know what? It's not youthful exuberance. It comes from climbing to TJ, to Ja, to Trey J, to Brandon, and it goes all the way on down. I mean, you watch, Rob and them do, and Brevin and everybody on, Fox Sports. And I'm telling you one thing, when you look at, Fox Sports Southeast, you're watching these guys and they're talking about these kids. And there's a couple nights where I can tell you, I laughed because I knew Fish didn't even know what to say because I know him. He was like, what I just saw, I never expected to see out of a team this young. I didn't expect to see this out of a team where I didn't even know who the coach was. So basically what I'm trying to say for the rest of the National Basketball Association who wants them to bend over and take it, let me tell you, we are not bending over and taking it. We are not giving in and giving Andre Iguodala to whoever. We are definitely not going to be told to respect our elders, especially when we're paying a man $17 million a year. The Grizzlies don't owe the NBA jack. The Grizzlies are a organization within the NBA, and the job that they are to do is to make the best product for their fans. And guess what? In Kleiman, we trust. In TJ, we believe. In Ja Morant, we have a superstar. In Jaren Jackson, Trey J is the perfect deadgum name. You got a youngster in Giannis, even though he's 27. People act like he's some old vet. It trips me out. You got Jay trying to help teach them how to win. And you got a young guy that you just never ever thought could be anything because he was a second-round pick. Only thing he can do is put the ball in the hole. Only thing he can do is put the ball in the hole. Well, damn it, he's putting the ball in the hole like he's going out of style, and he's playing some pretty decent defense for somebody who couldn't cover anyone. I'll tell you one thing. If you've watched this team, and you honestly have watched this team, and you can tell me that you are excited, that you were more excited 3 years ago about the Grizzlies, and Mike Conley and all the stuff, we'll go back even 4, when we still had that belief that grit and grind could get it done. You really, look, outside of whoop that trick, and when we got things going, it was out of control. And I am not going to lie to you. Did I ever believe that the Forum would ever feel that way about a Grizzlies team again? I'm going to be honest with you. If I told you then what I know now, like that's hindsight, man. Because see, years ago, I honestly, I thought we were watching the best it could ever be. I never thought we would have a Mike Conley and a Mark Gasol and a Zach Randolph and a Tony Allen and a Lionel Hollins. I never believed we would be right there on the steps of at the Western Conference Finals. You know, I never believed, and we got there, and it was crazy, and it was fun. But you know what I believe now? Like, you know what I truly believe now? I truly believe the words that Dylan Brooks said last night. He had respect for Andre Iguodala. We played the words for you. He had the respect. But do you know what he did? He also said, I can't wait for him to go somewhere else because we're going to show you what Memphis is about. And do you know how good that made me feel as a Memphian? That obviously that's not something that's coming from just Dylan Brooks. That's also coming from Ja Morant, Taylor Jenkins, and Jaren Jackson Jr. Because Dylan ain't going to say that unless he's feeling that support and belief from his team. And by the way, also, he's not going to say that if he's not believing it from his city. And again, they are 25-25, third in the Southwest Division with Houston and Dallas, the only 2 teams in front of them. Think about that. Zion Williams' New Orleans Pelicans and Greg Popovich's San Antonio Spurs are behind the Grizzlies, who are in a rebuild mode. So let me tell you a little secret, Mr. First Take Captain, and to all the rest of the NBA writers who are national writers, and y'all keep telling the Grizzlies to bend over and take it. We'll bend over, but I promise you we ain't taking jack. Walk up on behind us. You ain't going to like it. I'm serious. It is so disrespectful to see the way the national media treats this organization and the lack of respect that Taylor Jenkins gets. And they will put Ja Morant on a pedestal while they throw Dylan Brooks into the gutter. And just anybody else on this team, they just want to act like, they're being lifted by Ja. Shut up, man. If you don't watch the team, quit talking about them. It's kind of like what I always tell. Why in the hell is Stephen A. Smith ever talking football? I can promise you one thing. I forgot by the time I was 4 years old more football than he will ever know. Gabe.
I don't even know how to follow that up, buddy.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know how to follow that up. That was a nice little soliloquy right there, man.
I was just very frustrated last night when I went to, after the take from Dylan Brooks, I was so proud of Ja's tweet. I was so proud of the way the Grizzlies just won another game and beat the Pistons. They're 25-25. And then I hear a-holes on national television trying to tell the Grizzlies, know your place, know your role. Excuse me? Man, you better remember where Memphis is. This city don't play no games. Come on into Memphis, Stephen A. Go and learn a little bit about some history. We got the Lorraine, Motel right down there. You can go down there. You got so much, Memphis history. We will teach you so much, but we will also show you this is a city that has never asked for anything. But you know what we do demand? Respect. And if you don't give it to us, Memphis, the teams, they will go out and take it and they will rip it out your damn heart. I'm telling you right now, that's why I love Ja. That's why I love Brandon Clark. That's why Dylan Brooks I am believing in. And to see him turn into what he has, being a second-round pick, kid from Oregon who could always put it in the hole, but nobody ever believed that this guy would be anything but barely an end of the bench, or what do they call him, the G League now?
Yeah, G League.
I still like the D League just because
developmental. That's what
I play in the D League, baby.
That's why you like it. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's not what I was expecting.
Anyway, but do you see what I'm saying?
I am just disappointed in people's thought process on this whole thing. The amount of respect shown outwardly.
Like Steph Curry. Did you see his tweet?
The amount of respect showed outwardly from Dylan Brooks, where this whole thing started, was of highest respect. He was just saying, and then at the end he's like, look, man, kind. I cannot wait until he leaves. I feel disrespected by him, but I still respect his decision.
He don't want to be a part of Memphis?
If he doesn't want to be part of it, I want to play against him and show him why I respect this city. And he's owned the city, and that's what these guys have done. These young players have owned the city and sort of taken on the heartbeat of it. And I think there needs to be some respect reciprocally here. Like, that's the problem, is there's no respect being shown to these young guys that are toting the Grizzlies uniform right now. They're 25 and 25. Andre Iguodala did not want to play for them.
By the way, they're the Knicks who just fired the president 2 days before the trade deadline.
But again, yeah, that's funny. Again, they feel disrespected, so they spoke up on it, but tried to do it in a respectful way. And if other people take exception to that, they can take exception. It doesn't really matter. There's no skin off. There, you know what's.
All right, here's one. I want to ask you this. It says, well, John, if they don't get rid of Iggy in the next 2 days, what are they going to do then? Well, he's going to decide, do I want to get paid $17 million or do I want to quit basketball? It's kind of simple, man. What do you mean? What do they do?
You know what? Honestly, I don't think, and this is the question I wanted to pose earlier, is what can they really get out of Andre Iguodala at this point? Like, I don't think they're getting some massive return. I don't think they're getting a first-round pick. I think they're going to get second-round picks at the most and then expiring contracts. I don't think it'll be anything to write home about. If you get that offer, you take it. But if they don't, he's just going to sit out. I mean, it's what he's doing now. I don't think it really rubs anyone the wrong way, except for those people that want to disrespect the Grizzlies franchise for supposedly putting Andre Iguodala through all of this hard. No, he's living life right now. He's on the golf course, for God's sakes.
Yeah, he's not.
He's literally sitting at home making $17 million.
I wanted to read this, and I was looking for it. The Grizzlies should be ashamed. They, of all cities and teams, should not know. You should know you don't hold people hostage. Well, let me tell you something.
Poor Andre Iguodala.
Can I just tell you a secret? If what he is being like you got to come up with a different word, homie. Like, it literally. And by the way, I even roast the writer. Oh, never mind. I won't, because I know him. But that's horrible writing, dude. I'm gonna have to call you after the show and be like, "Yo, you've lost your damn mind, son." You can't compare paying a man $17 million and not giving him what he wants to holding him hostage. And you can't sit there and say, ironically, the Grizzlies by not allowing him to go where he wants and join the team that he wants to play for actually hurts them in the long run. How the hell is he gonna prove that to me? You got that magic ball, yo? He's got that magic 8 ball where you shake it and you ask a question, and that's exactly where he. Oh, yeah, the Grizzlies should have shaken it. Yep. Damn it. Good job, dude. I knew it. I'm going to tell you a little secret, Mr. Ryder, who doesn't know his head from his keister. Zach Kleiman, my man, Jason Wexler, Tayshaun Prince. The guys that are over there, I'm going to tell you a little secret. They know more about basketball than you, and I believe in what they're doing. Again, this is a team that's in a rebuild that just got rid of, think about it. They lost everything from their coach to Zach Randolph to Mark Gasol. They traded Mike Conley, Tony Allen, like a complete rebuild. And guess what? They are 500. Damn, son. Like, come on now. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, quit acting like this is, let's be real. Like, you want to laugh at some teams? Like, we could make fun of them and be like, at least it's not the Knicks. Or the
Steve
Cavs.
Mills out as president 2 days before the trade deadline.
Timberwolves.
So, firing Steve Mills, I can't even call that, putting lipstick on a pig, because it's like, until James Dolan's gone, there's no lipstick even involved with this. He is just a joke.
By the way, you did mention something that's somewhat kind of breaking news, and I don't think a lot of people around here pay attention to Steve Mills or know who he is.
He is the Knicks. He was.
He's the
Knicks
former.
president.
Yes, he's the former Knicks president who is fired, and yet another. I don't even know what you would call James Dolan's tenure with the Knicks. Best move he's ever made. Let's see. Wasn't throwing out Charles Oakley.
Let's have a funny joke. You want to hear a funny joke?
Yeah, I want to hear one.
Guess who James Dolan thinks he's going to aim to get as the next basketball operations president?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Masai Ujiri. He thinks he's going to go.
He's going to go get Toronto?
He thinks he's going to get Masai Ujiri. This reminds me of free agency when they thought they were going to get Kevin Durant, and they thought they were going to get Kyrie Irving, and they thought they were going to get everybody and their mother, and they're just not. They're not the Knicks that we've known from the 80s and before, okay? This team is a joke. Their president is a laughingstock, and until they get him out, until he sells the team, they're doomed. They're straight up doomed.
More likely.
And we've said this too many times. I feel like
honestly,
we've said
I want
this.
you to listen to me. I want to ask you a question. This is going to make you laugh. In the next decade, okay, are we more likely to have a Knicks team make the playoffs, or realistically, will the XFL survive to the end of the decade?
More likely. I don't know.
Tough damn question.
That's a
isn't
great question. This is like Greg and Eli's 2.5 questions.
I
man.
mean,
that's a good one.
Like, you don't even know. The Knicks are so bad. Like, literally.
And there's no light at the end of the tunnel for them.
And the funniest thing is, they're the most. They're worth more than any franchise in the NBA. They can't even win. Oh, it's so sad. I got to take a break. I got to remind you, though, if you want to be happy like me, if you want to feel good, if you literally want to get back to being you, I hope you've heard me talk about your CBD store, 3157 Poplar and 680 North Germantown Parkway. I had a guy call in yesterday and actually talked with my buddy Drew when my show had ended after we talked about your CBD store. You can go to your CBD store online. They got 450 locations all over the nation. I'm telling you right now, CBD is not it's not like a one size fits all type thing. You go into the store and you tell them what's bothering you. Do you have something that bothers your knee? Do you have anxiety? Do you have depression? Do you have trouble sleeping? Oh, do you need energy? A lot of people are surprised that you can get energy from CBD. I'm telling you, your endocrine system does so much for your body. Check out your CBD store, 3157 Poplar and 680 North Germantown Parkway. You go in there, you'll get all the answers you need. Your CBD store, they love you, they love me. Heck, they love Johnny Radio, and they love Sports 56 Happy Hour right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7. You already know you can listen to Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also keep up to date with everything going on by keeping up with Sports 56 on social media. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch for information on breaking news, chances to win prizes, and video of all the shows. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Stay in touch with Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 on social media.
At Aaron's, we believe in the magic of wintertime more. That magic that comes from good people out there, always helping others, working hard, and providing for those they love, no matter what. So why are there so many stores unwilling to work with some good people? Just because your credit isn't the best doesn't mean your TV or refrigerator can't be. That's why at Aaron's, we work with you. So you can get flexible lease-to-own plans that fit your budget. Because good people always deserve better. Aaron's. Easy, beautiful, affordable.
Farmers Insurance knows that there's a not-so-subtle difference between the sound of a car hitting your rear bumper and the sound of a clown car hitting your rear bumper.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Sorry about that.
We call that a three-ring fender bender, and we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent.
They know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
This Valentine's Day, show her just how much you love her. Say it with Central Barbecue. Say it with ribs.
What are you doing?
I was thinking we could play on their heartstrings.
Say it with ribs?
Yeah, I think Central Barbecue should do like Valentine's stuff. You know, like Be Mine brisket or Cuddle Me coleslaw.
Did you just get these off of Candy Hearts?
Where I get my inspiration is not important.
Why not just do your job and tell people to go to Central Barbecue?
That's what I'm doing, you know, just with a romantic twist.
No twisting! Just sell Central Barbecue.
Hug me jalapeno nachos, kiss me kielbasa.
Just stop. Just tell them to go to Central Barbecue.
You have no soul.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129.
Campbell Clinic now offers daytime walk-in care, and you don't need an appointment. If you've got any kind of urgent break, sprain, strain, you can walk into any of their 5 convenient locations Monday through Friday from 8 until 4. There's no long wait you have to put up with the ER, and those doctors are really good, but they're not orthopedists. They're not world-renowned orthopedists who have come up with different procedures and written the manuals for them that are used everywhere in the world, and I'm not kidding you. And you can now see those doctors who treat the Tigers, the Grizzlies, the Redbirds. You can see them today without an appointment. And I'm talking Collierville, Germantown, South Haven, downtown at the Med Center, or even the Campbell Clinic Spine Center in Cordova. Now, if you've got something pressing, you got to go to work and you can bear the pain until the evening, there's Campbell Clinic After Hours. That's Monday through Thursday from 5 to 8 in Germantown, South Haven, even Saturday morning in Germantown. If you're injured, don't wait. Visit Campbell Clinic Walk-In Care or Campbell Clinic After Hours.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home. Here's Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
Shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you bound to wind up dead. You don't head back to Tennessee again. The rich man step on
my pole head. Man, I love coming back to a little Jerry. Welcome back into a Sports 56 Happy Hour. And I'm going to tell you something. We're very happy today for many reasons. One, we're above 6 feet, man. We're all living. We're all alive. Life's good. We watched a great big game. You know, Patrick Mahomes, baller shot caller. I got to tell you a little secret for Memphians. It feels really deadgum good. Tigers got a win on Saturday, much needed one. By the way, don't know if I even told y'all this. Found this out via the wonderful thing called Twitter, believe it or not. Do you know why Jalen Hardaway started?
Because he was actually born with autism, and it was Autism Awareness Night. I did not know that. I did not know that. Definitely interesting and actually pretty cool.
I just want to say, Gabe Kuhn, congratulations. Thank you so much.
Congratulations for knowing the news.
Like,
Good
dude,
job.
That was awesome.
Way
man.
to do your job the right way.
I expected you not to know that. I didn't expect you to know that.
What do you think I'm
proud of you. But that was it was National Autism Awareness, and a lot of people out there I know because more people young folks are born with it. It's becoming, more widespread or whatever, but we are learning a whole lot more about this and how to deal with it and to see where some of these people become and just, you know what I mean? It's just, I am grateful that we are where we are today, but we can do better compared to where we were 100 years ago. You know what I mean?
Always.
So
Always
just,
get out there and make the world a better place.
Yeah, get out there, make the world a better
Always.
place. So I just wanted to mention that to a couple people who are wondering why Jaden started on Saturday. I didn't notice. Nobody really mentioned much about it around in my where I was, but I did want to mention that today. Now,
Of note for
that's what I was got to say. Before we get to my favorite segment of the day, my man who does his job very well, at G_Kuhn71. That's at G_KUHN71. 71 for when he played with the Tigers. He's got some breaking deadgum football news, and I'm being dead serious. You're going to be shocked.
Of note for college football today, very, very interesting development out of East Lansing. Mark D'Antonio, longtime coach, 13 seasons at Michigan State, has stepped down. Wow. Stepped down from the program, made a bowl 12 out of 13 years he was there. Definitely a big loss, but at the same time, he did cite wanting to spend more time with family. And in that coaching profession, it's definitely one of those things where, eventually it becomes maybe a little too much. He's had some struggles there. You never know why, but he has stepped down. Mark D'Antonio at Michigan State.
Can I ask you a question? Is there anybody else in the world that you would rather, who would annoy you more to recruit against than Mr. I eat steak and drink milk at the same time, Harbaugh? Like, you go into a house and you just hear like a parent mention his name and you just want to run out and start screaming, he can't coach, he can't coach, he can't coach. And then you have a nervous breakdown and that's why you retire. So you don't have that happen. But I could see how, do you think any chance Jim had any effect on his decision?
Is that a real question?
I am actually dead serious.
I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but yeah, that's where I'm going to leave that at.
Okay.
What do you think? Do you think he had something in that?
I will say one thing. Out of all the things in the world that would drive me more crazy, a parent trying to tell me that Jim Harbaugh can actually coach football and better than me, and I'm Mike. I'd be like, dead gummit, dude wears khaki, eats steak, drinks milk, takes his dudes to Rome, never one time beat Ohio State. How many times have I beat Ohio State?
You know what the
you
weirdest?
Want to talk about
Do you remember a couple years back where he would literally spend the night at a recruit's house?
Yes.
Isn't that the weirdest
thing ever? Can I just tell you that this is another thing? By the way, bring this back up. We need to do something really important. And then we're going to talk right about this. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You want to buy a house, any area, as is. Simple as that. Bing, bang, boom. I just sold your house literally because if you call Bill at I Buy Houses, he bought my house 12 years ago. He's bought my friends' houses. He buys everybody's houses also at the best price. And guess what? You don't have to do anything. You just call him at 901-406-1101. You get your check in 5 days. Guess what? It's done. It's really that simple. It's not a hard thing to do. It's not complicated. It's 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses, and I promise you, life is better. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardinwood.
Now, where were we? Because I already forgot.
Jim Harbaugh, and when he let the kid, where he spent the
Okay,
night
that's
at a
where I wanted
recruit's
to go.
house.
Thank you. And if you want to sit there and say, how did you already forget, John? It's called short-term memory loss. Now,
I just need to be right next to you the whole time.
Yeah,
in case you forget your name.
Before
your name is John Harden.
Interesting. Before the break, we actually kind of had that conversation. I wish I could take him everywhere because he remembers people's names, how to actually pronounce them. There's all kinds of things he remembers that if I could take him everywhere, I would really sound smart. You know. But I do. I did what we were talking about again. Oh,
no
yeah, Jim
way,
Harbaugh. No,
no
I'm just kidding. It was a joke. Yeah. No, Mike D'Antoni, he's gone. Mike D'Antonio out. See you, bye. Jim Harbaugh, though, for real, out of all the people, like I did say, if I had to recruit against anybody, there would be nobody in the world I would want to recruit against. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he would be probably the one that would annoy me the most. Like, somebody, like if a parent asked me a question about another coach, I'd be like, oh, good guy, great system. I can see where your son would fit maybe, but, our system's this. They bring up Jim. Do you know what I just want to say?
I would do
one slap, two slap, and then I want to slap the kid and say, what else you got another question for me?
You know what it would be? Like, I would be a negative recruiter. I'd be like, that kook? Like that
that
weirdo? Are you
lunatic?
kidding me?
You're
going to go play for that?
He can't beat Ohio State. He can never beat anybody he's supposed to. He is the ultimate
And he'll spend the night at your house.
And this is where we were going.
What?
This is where we were going. Thank you for reminding me. This is what I knew we were going to get here eventually. I'm going to tell you a little secret. I get a phone call. I got a kid who's 18 years old. He's got 5 schools. He's looking at Michigan, Ohio State, LSU, Alabama, and Clemson. He's the baller. Top 5 recruit. All the coaches come and do their pitch. Nick comes and does his thing. Dabo does his thing. And then Jim shows up in PJs. I'm pulling my guns out. And Jim will leave with one in his keister. And I'm sure there's probably a furry in there somewhere. In all honesty, what is that? What college coach? Hey, you want to have a slumber party with me?
Creepy, man.
No, coach.
Absolute lunatic.
Don't. So, what did you do on your slumber party with Nick Saban? He ate steak and drank milk and told us that we were going to be great.
Jim
I don't
Harbaugh.
know. What did I say?
Nick Saban.
Oh,
I don't
sorry.
think Nick Saban's doing that.
No, Nick's definitely not doing that. His wife has a brain. No, Jim Harbaugh would never do that. But anyway, that is so sad. Go ahead.
Now we got it. I'm going to bring up a news story. Let's get to
Like
some Hardwood
Travis
stuff.
Kelly chugging beer off the Lombardi Trophy?
No, I wanted to get to this Jessica Simpson. Why Tony Romo dumped Jessica Simpson?
Wait a
Did
second.
you ever hear about this?
Hold on. Jessica Simpson, the one that was the Daisy Duke girl?
Yeah, she sure was.
Can I just tell you something?
Dukes of Hazzard.
Tony Romo dated her?
Yeah, back in 09.
I'm glad he dumped her.
Well, he dumped her because
she's a lunatic.
Well, because she was accused by Tony of cheating on him with John Mayer, of all people. This is coming out today. I don't know why. Maybe she needs it. I haven't heard of Jessica Simpson's name pop up in a long, long time. Have you?
Well, one is because I don't think she's on TV anymore, is because even as big as the televisions have gotten, I don't know if you can fit her on the screen. That was a shot, wasn't it? Ooh, I'm a dirty person, I know. 2, are we kidding me? Like 2009? That was a long time ago.
That's what I'm saying. Why is this coming out now?
And why is this coming out now? Is it because, one, Tony Romo's doing well, John Mayer's both doing well, and Jessica Simpson's sitting around doing what? What does she do even now? Does she have, I'm sure she's living off
she probably,
her money.
Yeah, she probably still has her same.
No, yeah, she's got a great life, I'm sure, but
actor, singer,
in all honesty, this is the first story I've heard of Jessica Simpson, in all honesty, since I think Nick Lachey, because I didn't even know that she dated the other guys.
Honestly, it's like 2012 is the last time I heard anything. Since the Dukes of Hazzard movie. When was that?
I saw the
come out?
Dukes of Hazzard.
When did that come out? That's the
I
last
didn't
time
see
I
the
heard
movie,
anything about her.
But I saw the promo where she bends over, and you see the I call that, what is that, butt cleavage?
Oh, yeah, we had that conversation on middays.
Yeah, it's the butt cleavage. She was showing butt cleavage.
But what they tried to tell me that you have to see crack for it to be butt cleavage.
No. You don't ever want to see crack.
That's what I was trying to say. I was like, what?
Crack.
That makes no sense. There's no way.
I want to see the firm, the crease. I don't want to see it hanging, Like it ain't like the have you ever seen like what a real woman does and they put like a pin and they hold it right there and all of a sudden, oh, I can hold a pin. No. We don't want you to hold a broom underneath your keister, okay? Lizzo. Now,
oh gosh, why'd you have to bring Lizzo into it?
Because
man?
She's the one that I love her song, by the way.
Hey, shout out to Lizzo, man. Shout out to Lizzo. Body positivity, I'm here for it.
Hey, I'm all for body positivity. Of course, I love Lizzo. But dude, that girl.
People on the stream,
she
please watch.
That big butt,
because look, John is acting a fool right now. Please watch the stream.
Hold on. In all honesty, though, to real. You don't want, like, you know what I'm talking about, like the butt cleavage?
Yes, the bottom, like the
bottom,
the cheek.
It's the cheek. You see, like it goes up with the V on the shorts, and you see the little that nice.
Yeah, I get it.
That indentation.
We don't have to call it nice.
It's not supposed to hold something.
Let's not make a distinction on
because
nice
if
or not
it's
nice.
sagging or anything, that's called the Golden Girls. Okay, that's like Betty White and the older lady.
Next story, you got something for me, man? Come on, we have gone too far with this conversation.
I didn't do good. Are you trying to say?
No. We did great. Let's move on, though. I don't think there can be anything else said about this.
By the way, just so you know, last but not least, would you go out with John Mayer or Tony Romo? Who would you like? Did she do the right thing or wrong thing?
My gosh,
I'm just curious.
Man. John Mayer, that's a singing voice though. Let's be real.
Dude, do you think is that how he got her? Like he started singing.
Yeah,
he's like, yo, baby, and then they started singing together. Next thing you know,
your body is a
you
wonderland.
remind me of Nick Lachey. You know how Tony Romo got her, don't you?
How?
He just started throwing footballs in the sack. He's like, watch this. I can hit any spot. See that G spot over there? Watch this. Wow!
All right.
Big, gigantic
next,
G.
Next.
You never heard
next.
that?
No.
It's the girl spot.
Next.
Anyway, Khabib. Did you know he shot down $100 million?
He shut it down?
He shut it down. Would you shoot down the $100 million?
No way.
Connor called him an idiot. Now, I don't like that word because the only person I call an idiot is Gabe. And that's because I'm a good friend with Gabe. And I know he won't beat me up. And we love each other. But I do have to say, $100 million to not fight? Like, he said this, and this is where I don't understand this. I'm not interested in fighting some idiot like Conor McGregor a second time. I don't care if I make $100 million. He sucks.
Is Khabib not an idiot? Isn't he the guy who jumped off of the...
He's the dude who wrestled bears as a child and swam in a frozen lake.
Did you see what he did after the first fight? He jumped off of the
cage
and like kicked people in the face in the crowd.
Is crazy.
Like, come on, what do you mean? He's an idiot. You're an idiot too.
By the way, I just want to know, how rich is he? Like, is he really that rich?
I mean, UFC rich. I don't know how rich
let me tell you something.
But he has been a top pay-per-view performer.
Here's the way I put it. If you grow up in a mud floor and you live with bears and you swim in a frozen river, like $10 probably feels like you're living large, right? Like, so I'm kind of feeling like since he got his first whatever million, he's like, I bought a whole house that has now a wood floor. I still swim in my river, and my bears now have their own little pit.
To turn down $100 million fight contract? Nah, man.
And by the way, can I tell you a little secret? He fights bears for free. And swims in a frozen river for free.
Fought.
Dude. You think you don't fight
He was like
bears.
5 years old.
So I'm saying
doing that.
You think he stopped doing that? You know,
people, I am dead serious. If you have not seen this video, look up Khabib, however you say his last name. I think it's Nurmagomedov.
Good luck with that one. And by the way, it is Nurmagomedov. Good job.
Good job. This is why you need me now. Yeah.
I know. I'm actually good at actually like helping
there
people
is a video of him as a child on YouTube wrestling a baby bear. Please look it up.
It is
Please.
very, very scary.
Please, it is top quality content.
Now, did you hear about, last but not least, I have to take a break because I'm late, but I have to remind you of something. There's a thing called TikTok that I know nothing about.
It is now, you ever heard of Vine? You know what Vine is? It's like where they had videos. It was a social media. This is a social media platform where you can make sounded videos where you're dancing to songs or you're reenacting a movie scene, stuff like that.
Well,
popular with the young folks.
A-Rod, I guess, got a little pushback from his girlfriend dancing on the pole at the Super Bowl, So he did a TikTok video, which I don't know. But I'm going to talk about this in just a second on the other side. You just have to remember you can't touch that dial because this is Real Sports Talk on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry: Honda mowers, trimmers, and generators, Steel blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws, Echo trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws, plus quality products from Red Mat and Shindawa. And they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
You have to be up in 5 hours, 2 hours, 6 minutes. And when you hear, you realize that you haven't slept a wink. That's why there's ZzzQuil Pure Z's, a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin, so you can fall asleep naturally with no next-day grogginess. It's available in both liquid and gummies, tastes great, and is non-habit forming. Pick up ZzzQuil Pure Z's from the sleep experts at Vicks ZzzQuil. ZzzQuil Pure Z's, naturally superior sleep. Available at retailers near you.
Make your day smoking with the Big Green Egg. You can smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill, all with a lifetime warranty. Ceramic never rusts, and the easy, accurate temperature control gives you the greatest range of any grill. Make your next grill your last with the Big Green Egg. Available at these nearby locations: Hamilton Fireplace Shop, 4462 Summer Avenue; Germantown Hardware Company, 2083 South Germantown Road; Garden Spas and Pool, 9393 Poplar Avenue; and East Memphis Ace Hardware, 5143 Quince Road.
The Vault on G.E. Patterson in South Main downtown has all your game day needs with 30 TVs. If your game is not on one of the 20 big screens, then sit in a booth with your own remote. The Vault has game day specials on pitchers, buckets of beer, and great food, which is the best thing about the Vault. This is not your normal sports bar. Chef Dirk Meitzler from On Tour and Cafe 621 has all his favorites like Chicken Newport and his new lobster enchilada. Open for lunch and dinner every day with lunch specials for $12 weekdays with a drink. The Vault on G.E. Patterson in South Main, your downtown place to eat, drink, and watch the game.
Pull up a seat and grab a drink. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Let's go! This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home. Here's Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
Many a hand has scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy ghosts and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. Nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs judge when you got words?
Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio, and let me tell you a little something. It is Sports 56 Happy Hour, and you know Gabe, you know me. We all chilling like villains, and I got to say, it's 67129. All my people come in, and they talk. And I got a person that I have mad respect for. Like Kathy, she came in and said, "You go, Johnny, you go. You tell them." I actually had my buddy call in, and I'm not going to say his name, but a really good friend of mine. Two people, actually, one who plays with the Grizzlies, one who works with the Grizzlies. They text in some nice things. But I will say, I did have a friend text in. I respect Nico more as much as any texter. He's a very, very loyal listener. And he says, "I wasn't in the locker room like you were. And maybe he didn't overtly show his love for his team. But you don't get grit and grind engraved on your Toronto Raptors championship ring if you don't have a love and respect for where you came from, Nico. That is a damn good text. That is a great point. I have to say unequivocally, I agree with Nico. Does Mark love Memphis? Does Mark love Spain? Does Mark love his brother? Are they a different breed? Mark and Pal are awesome. Both, one drafted by the organization, one created the organization, it feels like, one by actually being traded for the other. And heck, I still never forget when a lot of people thought it was the worst trade in the world and Grizzlies were getting killed, and they're like, who's this Marc Gasol? He's never going to do anything. And look what Marc Gasol became, the defensive player of the year. You know what I mean? Like, he did a lot of great things. And Nico, I agree with what you were saying in a lot of, in a big aspect. And I guess what I'm trying to say is he may have love and respect for where he came from. But I guess what I'm trying to say is the reason he was a failed leader is because leaders, they make every single person around them feel comfortable. And that's where I think Mark failed. Was Mark great in Toronto being a fourth and fifth wheel behind a Kawhi and Kyle and everything? And was Mark great here in Memphis? Absolutely. But again, grit and grind and what he got engraved on his championship ring. Yes, he loved Zebo and he loved Tony and he loved Lionel and he loved his time in Memphis. And heck, he played at Lausanne. He loves Memphis. But what I was talking about, Nico, and again, it was a great text. I'm talking about is this group of guys and Dillon Brooks and Trey J and Brandon Clark and Ja Morant. And the difference is when you go in that locker room, they like each other. They make you feel good about each other. They pick each other up. They aren't what we would call chap keisters, but usually with an A word. They aren't constantly complaining or putting down their coach. I don't care what anybody says. Mark was a coach killer. That is a fact, y'all. Like, you can get mad. You can say whatever you want. You can disagree with me. I don't give a damn. That's a fact. Look at what happened while he was here. Look how many they went through and ask yourself why. That's right. Yes, because one person was always mad at how everything was. Oh, I'm shooting too much. I'm not shooting enough. I want to be this type of basketball player. Again, I am not trying to put Marc Gasol down. I'm trying to lift a 25-25 team that was supposed to be rebuilding, that the rest of the NBA is trying to tell us to check ourselves and know our place. And we got guys that are rough riders like Dillon Brooks and Ja Morant and Brandon Clark and Trey J and Giannis, and who are all saying, and Jake Crowder, who are all saying, you know what? When you come here to play, we might just kick your new you-know-what. And I don't give a dang what you think we're supposed to be. We're going to show you who you are. And Ja Morant might be a youngster, and you might tell him, Stephen A., to respect his elders. Well, he ain't respecting them on the court. I didn't see him respect James Harden on the court. I saw him put him under the court. I didn't see him respect his elders. I don't know how he ain't an all-star. I know he's in the rookies and the sophomore game. Dude, Ja is a baller. And what I'm just trying to say is, I love the grit and grind era. It was a great era that we lived through. But the excitement that I have with this one is something that I've never felt. Go, Dillon. Keep talking. Ja, take care of your boys. B. Clark, they falling in line. Giannis, do your thing. TJ, keep it up. Taylor Jenkins, you the real deal. Holyfield. And I'll tell you what else. For me, for Gabe, we all want you to get out there. Do me a big favor. Don't let anybody tell you who you are, what you are. Make the world a better place. See you on the flip side. Peace!
And all my homies gonna ride today. And all these mommies look fly today. And all we wanna do is get by today. Hey, we're gonna have a good day.
Hey, fellas, Valentine's Day is creeping up on you. It's February